Attorney, okay, what prompted the Commission on Elections, Comelec kayo po, to implement regulations on social media and including artificial intelligence for this upcoming midterm polls?
Ma'am Pauline, Ma'am Risa, we have to understand that this is a new ball game altogether. We are in the advent of a new and modern technology, such as technologies in the internet. Unfortunately, until today, we do not have social media regulation in the Philippines. And the reason is because it may intrude into something which is unconstitutional, such as what we call as the freedom of speech and the freedom of expression. But nonetheless, the Comelec must be able to do something in order to combat this misinformation, disinformation, and fake news. And that's the reason why the Comelec decided, number one, we should really regulate social media. Number two, we should really regulate AI. Number three, we should really prohibit or ban the use of this fake because it's really fake. So why should we even allow the use of the same? And at the same time, we must be able to talk and coordinate closely with the platforms so that they'll be the one, again, to police their own rank.
All right, Attorney, the Comelec will be allowing the use of artificial intelligence, but candidates must declare its use accurately. But I'm curious, Attorney, what examples of AI are allowed? Kasi when we talk about AI, usually ginagamit po nga yan, as you mentioned, for deepfakes, creating negative content. So how can artificial intelligence be used in a positive way in the campaign of these candidates?
Madami naman pa, Ma'am Risa, Ma'am Pauline, ng mga ilang aspeto ng AI na we honestly believe. Like, for example, even in media, kayo po, when you edit something, then you are actually using artificial intelligence. In our daily lives, very clear na lagi tayo may ginagamit artificial intelligence, although we may not know it, but even using your television, that's artificial intelligence. So what we are saying is, hindi naman talaga siya masama. Kaya lang, there are certain aspects of AI which we honestly believe should be regulated if not completely banned. Yun nga, katulad ng binanggit nyo, yung deepfakes. At surely, ma'am, that cannot be allowed. That should be prohibited simply because try to imagine as if that person is the one talking. The face is actually that of the person. The voice is that of the person. But technically and realistically, hindi naman pala doon sa tao talaga yan. So, that is misrepresentation. When you are campaigning, you are trying to introduce yourself to the people na ikaw yun mismo. Why should you even use artificial intelligence whenever you are facing the people or introducing yourself? And just the same, these fakes can be used to malign, to destroy the credibility of another just because the other happens to be the other candidate.
All right, Comelec, speaking of that, Attorney George Garcia, how does the Comelec plan to handle itong dissemination nga of deep fakes or yung tinatawag nating manipulated media? I mean, how can we tell alin yung legit, as you mentioned, ano yung ito-tolerate ng Comelec during the campaign period?
Number one, close monitoring. We will have to hire a lot of people. Number two, we'll have to closely coordinate with platforms. Katulad halimbawa before, kapag nagre-request tayo na i-take down yung mga nakalagay sa social media, it will take months for them to remove. Samantalang if we will have very close coordination with them, we can easily say, please take down this post simply because this is propagating actually a disinformation or fake news or misinformation. So kung meron kaming close relationships na kaya, kung may guidelines or regulation tayo, then non-compliance with our guidelines or regulation would mean election offense. That's under the law pagka hindi sila sumunod. At number three, we can easily punish yung mga kandidato na hindi susunod simply because that can also be a ground for disqualification and also a ground for as an election offense.
Attorney, pakiulit lang, can we elaborate on those consequences that the candidates may face if they fail, let's say, to register their online campaign platforms or they disclose or did not disclose information do sa mga AI na gagamitin nila?
Non-compliance with the Comelec guidelines or resolutions on campaigning, such as the one that we released, the guidelines on the use of social media, AI, and etc., would mean either, number one, disqualification because of the non-compliance of our regulation. Number two, you can likewise be charged of an election offense because under Article 261 of the Omnibus Election Code, non-compliance or following the Comelec resolutions is a ground for an election offense with an imprisonment of 1 to 6 years. So we do not want candidates to be facing cases like this, and therefore compliance and following the directive of the commission is a must.
Okay, Chairman, who will be handling po the monitoring and the policing of these online campaigns? Is it the Comelec? Is there a special team? Sino po ang magmo-monitor?
Meron po kaming task force na kinreate dyan po sa guidelines din po natin. Task Force KKK, Katarungan, Katotohanan. Yung task force po yan will be headed by the Education and Information Department, and we will be getting the support of our citizens on the NAMFEL, PPCRB, Participate Lente, and such other cause-oriented groups. And at the same time, we'll be tapping the help of the National Bureau of Investigation, the DICT, and such other government agencies. Because we honestly believe that to combat misinformation, disinformation, and fake news in social media, it should not only be a whole of government approach, but it should always be a whole of nation approach.
And Chairman, syempre, this is also alarming, especially if maniwala talaga yung mga voters dito sa mga deepfakes na ito. Would you say our voters are susceptible to these? Or they know naman how to discern kung ano po yung totoo sa fake?
The Filipinos are mature enough to understand and distinguish what is true and not. But however, ma'am, kahit sa deepfakes nga, hindi natin alam kung siya mismo yung nagsasalita. And especially yung mga kababayan natin na hindi naman gano'n na nagkakaroon kaagad ng fact-checking. And therefore, try to imagine, Ma'am Pauline, Ma'am Risa, a day before the election, one or two of you will be endorsing a candidate. Your voice, your face, the facial expression are yours. But hindi pala kayo yun. And maniniwala yung tao na kayo yun. And that's a day before the conduct of the election. So do you still have the time to rebut and to say that's not me? And therefore, to me, based on the understanding of the Commission, that should be countered. And the only way to do that is to offer punishment and at the same time to threaten everybody who will be doing that.
Well, Chairman, aside from this effort of the Comelec para dyan nga sa artificial intelligence, the filing of the Certificate of Candidacy is just around the corner, October 1. Kamusta naman po ang mga preparations for that, Chairman?
Yes, Ma'am Risa, Ma'am Pauline. October 1 to 8 ang filing ng Certificate of Candidacy natin for national and local positions. Diyan po sa Bangsamoro, of which we are going to conduct the first Bangsamoro parliamentary election. It will be by November 4 to 9. Truly, we are now in the peak of the preparation. Ngayon naman po, more or less, we have been ironing out certain problems lang. But ngayon po, overall, more or less, nasa 100% na po kami sa aming preparation. And again, this is a warning to all the candidates. Sana naman they will follow the rules on the filing of the Certificate of Candidacy, meaning whatever are the items or facts that are needed in the Certificate of Candidacy, siguro po pag-aralang mabuti, mag-consult sa lawyers, mag-consult sa mga experts, sapagkat you do not want to be charged with misrepresentation, katulad ng isang kinakasuhan namin ng misrepresentation, because any statement, wrongful statement in the COC, that person can be charged with misrepresentation or perjury.
All right, but with that, thank you very much for your time. That was Comelec Chairman Atty. George Garcia.